Hello students. Yesterday we have studied about the differential equations and differentiations. Actually differential equation I haven't started yet, but I think about differentiation whatever I have just told you that is clear to you. And as in case of differentiation, there are two types of differentiations that we have discussed. One is partial differentiation and second is total differentiation. So partial differentiation is a part of total differentiation whenever suppose function is depending on two or more variables, and if we are just dividing two or more variables into the one variable problem, then the differentiation of one variable at a time and keeping other variables constant, that is known as the partial differentiation. So with the help of partial differentiation, if you will put it together, then it will provide you the total differentiation. So in other word, if you suppose that we have a function f that is depending on any two variable xy, and you want to just categorize it in form of suppose partial differentiation, means if we want to just calculate the differentiation of this function fxy. Here I am not just going to give you about which variable you have to differentiate it. Suppose anyone, if x or y in with respect to anyone you have to differentiate it, then for that case if you will differentiate it, suppose, then in that case you can write differentiation of fxy as the partial differentiation with respect to x into dx and the partial differentiation with respect to y into dy. So this is the way in which you can categorize or you can split this total differentiation into partial differentiation if this function is depending on two or more variables. So this is very level and very good way, very easy way to calculate the differentiations in our problems. And in physics at a number of times we are using this concept of the differentiations. We are trying to, because here we are dealing with the three-dimensional motion, and in three-dimensional motion can be complicated, and in that case we can use the partial differentiation system in which we are just using one dimension at a single time, we are keeping other dimensions as a constant. So where we are using f of dy x, then that time we have kept y as a constant, and while we are using f of dy y, we have kept x as a constant. So at a single time we are using only one of the variable, and after that we just added them in this way, and this provides us the total differentiation. So I think the students now difference between total and partial differentiation, that is totally clear. Then next case, let's see some of the formula and some examples based on that. So I think the formula that I have told you, one formula for the differentiation, that is clear, and other number of formulas are here actually. Like if you have to differentiate log of x, then what will be its differentiation? So directly its formula is 1 by x. Actually methods are also here, but here you don't have to actually understand that method here. In mathematics I think you have studied already, or you will study in your next classes, but still bio students, as we are talking about the mathematical tools in physics, so there no need for the derivations of these formulas, only you have to use these formulas while deriving your physical concepts. So that's why I'm just taking its concept only. Now if you have suppose some of the functions like e power x, in this case its differentiation is as it is e power x. You are differentiating e power minus x. In this case here actually in every differentiation, first of all, if suppose that you have two quantities, then in that two quantities, just like from here just starting, here we have one thing log, second is x. So I just told you, first of all differentiate the first quantity. So here 1 by x is the differentiation of this log only. Whatever log, suppose you have log a, you have to differentiate in 1 by a, its value will be. So this is the differentiation of log, and differentiate again. After that just put the product sign and differentiate this second quantity here. So if you will differentiate x with respect to x, you will get 1 here. That's why we haven't written that here. So this is the way in which you have to use the factorization process, splitting process for the differentiations here, and in that way you can differentiate it. Like here, suppose in this example only I'm just taking to make you understand it. Suppose something we have log of 2x, this quantity you have, and you have to differentiate this with respect to x, then what will be its value here? So first of all, I just told you the differentiation of log something, whatever here, a x, 2x, 4x, x square, whatever, its value of differences, that will be 1 by x, and here 1x is equal to 2x. After that, differentiate this second term with respect to x. So you will get differentiation of 2x with respect to x, and its value 2 is, as it is constant, you can take outside it. So you will get 2 upon 2x ddx of x here, and ddx of x, its value is 1. So finally you will get here 1 upon x. So this is the value of log 2x that you will get here. In this way, some more examples, let's see them. Like you have the differences, any function that is log x square you have, and you have to differentiate this function with respect to x here. So for that differentiation, first of all differentiate this first variable log, and the log of any quantity that is equal to 1 by x, and whatever is the value of x, that is just write it here. So 1 by x square will be here. After that, differentiate this x square. So here 1 by x square into, if you will differentiate x square by the rule that we had, the dx of x power n, this is equal to n x power n minus 1, that we have understood already. So use this formula. After using this formula, here value of n is 2, here 2x, 2 minus 1, that is 1 here. So 2x you will get here finally, and after solution you will get here 2 by x. So this is the differentiation of log x square. Student, in this way you can differentiate any of the function that is given in the terms of log. Like one more example, just see them. Suppose a function that is given log 4x cube plus 5x square plus 6x plus 7. This is the along function. Such types of function means it is given to you, and you have to differentiate this one with respect to x. So what will be its differentiation? Such types of functions can also be there, and here for this case, first of all you have to differentiate log here. I just told you this thing. So the differentiation of log, that will be equal to 1 upon this x. This is all is x here. So just put it here, 5x square plus 6x plus 7. After that, you have to differentiate these bracket terms here. This is second quantity, this is first quantity. First quantity you have differentiated, just put product sign here. After that, differentiate 4x cube plus 5x square plus 6x plus 7. And finally, if you will differentiate it with this using this formula, use this formula here. And also you know that differentiation of, suppose we have some a plus b, so this is equal to differentiation of a with respect to x plus differentiation of b with respect to x. In this way you can differentiate it easily. So just use this formula here, is factorize every one, and after that use that formula to solve it. So if you will solve it, then you will get here, this is 4x cube 5x square plus 6x plus 7 as it is, and here after differentiation you will get here 12x square. You can differentiate it by yourself, 10x plus 6, and the differentiation of constant will be 0 here. So finally this formula that you will get here by using this, and if you will factorize it, some of the things can be cut from here, but still if you will write it in this way, it is not wrong. So the differentiation of log, I think that is now clear. You can differentiate any of the function that is given in the log way. Second thing, that formula that we have just taken seen here, that is e to the power x. So our formula is here d dx of e to the power x, that is equal to e power x. Again here one just you have to understood, don't already actually remind every formula here, a process for the every formula here. Only you have to remind the differentiation of this first quantity. Here also we have two quantity. This is the first quantity, this is the second quantity we have. So this is the differentiation of first quantity that is given here. Differentiation of second quantity, as I just told you in the case of log, you have to take the product and you have to differentiate second one also. So this is the way until you are getting one in the last term, you have to differentiate it. Clear? So or actually until you are just differentiating the last term. After differentiating every term, that will be the differentiation of any function that is given to you. So here in this case, the differentiation of e, that is equal to e power something, that is equal to e power that, as it is. After that, just differentiate the second term. This is second term is x here. So differentiation of second term, that will be equal to 1. You know that differentiation of same quantity is equal to 1 we have. And if you don't know that differentiation of same quantity is 1, how you can understand it in this way. Here we have d dx of x. You have to differentiate this one. So value of n is here 1. Just put it here. 1 into x power 1 minus 1. So x power 0 you will get here. So finally if you will get x power 0, and you know that a power 0 or every any tt power 0, that is equal to 1. So its value will be 1, and finally you will get the whole value, that is equal to 1. So directly we are using this thing. You can understand this by that things here. So I think this formula is clear. In this formula, now suppose we one example I want to give you, that is e power, suppose 5x, that is given, and you have to you have to differentiate it with respect to x. So if you have to differentiate, then use the same formula here, same concept. First of all, differentiate e, after that differentiate 5x here. So the differentiation of e power something, that is equal to e power as it is. After that differentiate again this second term, that is 5x, and just put 5 outside, as it is constant. You don't have to differentiate that. If you don't know understand the concept of the constant, then you can also understand it. Suppose we have you know that already actually, the product rule. I just told you yesterday that rule. So according to product rule, a into db of dx plus b into da of dx. So this is the product rule we have, and here 5x is given. So 5x, in place of a just put 5, in place of b just put x. So in place of x, this is 5. Clear? And now you can see that its value is equal to 1. You will get 5 here, and its value is, as it is the differentiation of constant, that is equal to 0. Differentiation can be done only when function is depending on any quantity. If it is constant value, then its differentiation will be 0 here. So if this value is 0, then you will get finally 5. So here you can easily write it. I think now this concept is clear to you, why we are taking 5 as the outside. So this is just like the same value as you will get. Suppose you are solving 5 dx by dx. Its value is also equal to 5. Means if second term is 0 here, so first term is this term you will get here. So that's why I'm just saying you always that keep the constant just outside. So this is the reason through which you can understand it, I think. Now just put the value here. 5 if you will take outside, ddx of this value will be 1. So finally you will get 5 e to the power 5x. So this is the differentiation of e to the power 5x that we'll have. In the same manner, if one more example, let's take that. So example is, suppose we have ddx of e power x square that we are taking here. So for this value, first of all just differentiate this first way, after that differentiate second way. Actually rule is that you have to differentiate this third way also, but this third way, if this is not variable, then you don't have to differentiate it. But still, suppose here this will be variable, then that time suppose here we can, I just want to give it here 2x, that time you will get some third quantity also for the differentiation. I will tell you this example also, student, but still here just see that first of all that we have taken, that is e power x square. So here first of all differentiate e. So differentiation of e is as it is, that is the given. After that differentiate the second term, that is our x square, and the differentiation of x square, I just told you how to differentiate it with this formula, that will be equal to 2x. So finally you will get here 2x e power x square. This is the answer of the differentiation of this quantity. So now I think you are getting how to differentiate different functions, and there is no problems to you. Now take the example that I have just taken, that is ddx of e power x power 2x. So here we have three quantity. First this one. These all are variables. You have to differentiate all these quantities here. So in this case, first of all, start from this first quantity, and the differentiation of first quantity is as it is, that is given here. After that, differentiate this second quantity here, and this second quantity is x power 2x. This whole term you have to differentiate here. After that, you have to differentiate this third term. So this is the way in which you have to differentiate. A number of terms are given to you. Suppose one more power is given, then you have to consider that one more power here also. So in this way you can differentiate any of the functions that is given to you. This is the process in which you can easily understand it. So this, I think that's why I am just already trying to make you understand that how can you get this formula if some of the things are given. Sometimes students got confused that if here 2x will be there, then how can here 2 you have to keep here. So in that way you have to understand this product rule here also, then what is the real rule to understand this thing. Now just differentiate it, students. For what you have to do here, so this is e power x power 2x you have, and just differentiate this concept as it is this by the formula. Here n is equal to 2x, that is given, so just use it 2x here, and x to the power you will get n minus 1. N is our 2x minus 1 you will get here. After that differentiate this term here. So this is the differentiation, you will get 2 outside, dx by dx will be 1. So finally here you will get 2, and just solve it, then you will get 4. And if you are seeing that these are the same quantity, then this power will be added here. So here we will get x power 2x into x power 2x. So this is the way in which you can differentiate this function. This will be the answer of the question here. So I think now students, you can differentiate any of the function, any of the complex functions that is given. You will not feel any kinds of difficulties while solving it. Now this formula is clear. Then let's see the third formula, that is ddx of e to the power minus x. So its value you can understand it easily by the process that we have taken before. So for that case, again, just I told you here we have two quantity. First is this, second is this. So the differentiation of first quantity is as it is, that you have to take here, and after that differentiate this second term. In this second term, here you can write minus of 1. So this minus 1 is constant. Take it outside. So minus 1 into e power minus x, and the differentiation of x with respect to x will be 1. So finally you will get here minus of e to the power minus x. So this is the formula also, e to the power minus x, that is equal to minus of e to the power minus x. So if you don't remind this formula, then use the concept of differentiation of e to the power x to solve these types of problems. In that problem will help you to solve any kinds of problem for the exponential power. So I think student, today you have understood easily how to differentiate log and exponential if it is given in your question, because actually in most of the concepts of the physics we use the logarithmic conditions to solve our problems, like in physics and more many places. So the differentiation is also necessary to understand by you for the logarithmic and exponential problems. So if that is clear, then next case is that algebraic problem I just told you already, and logarithmic and exponential problem we have just taken. One more thing, just if you have any trigonometrical function, then for that case what will be its differentiation. So for that you have to understand the formula. Actually reason is that here I am not going to derive that formulas, so that's why I am not going to tell you the process to derive them. Only I am just using the result of that process here, and that is you have to remind it also while you are just using the physical concepts. So first case is you know that you have 6 types of trigonometrical functions: sine, and tan, cot, sec, cosec. These six actually trigonometrical functions you can differentiate them also. Suppose you have any function that is given that is depending on x, and its value is something sine of kx, and this kind of things you have seen while deriving the concept of oscillation. So I will tell you also this example while we are using the oscillations concept, like the displacement of the any bob or any simple pendulum, any body that is oscillating simple harmonically or damped harmonically. But basically we are talking about the simple harmonic motion, because you have studied that kinds of motion in your lesson chapter. So here while deriving the simple harmonic motion, we have got a displacement equation that is equal to y is equal to a sin omega t. So such types of equation you have got there, because there we have used the harmonic functions, and harmonic functions are defined by the trigonometrical functions. We are using trigonometrical functions to define such types of functions there. So if you have such types of functions, then you know that if you will take the differentiation of displacement with respect to t, it will provide you the velocity of the particle that are executing simple harmonic motion. And again, if you will take its differentiation with respect to t, it will provide you acceleration of the bob there, or that pendulum that is oscillating. So let's see how can you understand that here also. Like we have used direct concept there, but here I will tell you how to solve that. So first of all, the here two formula I will tell you. First, the differentiation of sine function or differentiation of cosine function. Two things I will tell you here. After that I will tell you tan, cot, sec, cosec also. But here as we are using that concept in the simple harmonic motion, so that's why we are using that here. So the differentiation of sine x, that is equal to cos x, and differentiation of cos x, that is equal to minus of sin x. So this thing we are getting two formulas here. Directly I am going to use it, and for you understand. And again here students, one more thing again you have to understood here. This is the first term, this is the second term, this is the first term, this is the second term, that we will use always here. Like if you have to differentiate this sine, so this is the differentiation of sine is given. And again, if you will take differentiation of second quantity, you will take 1 and get 1 here, that's why I haven't written it here. And the differentiation of cos here, that is minus of sine x. And if you will take here this differentiation, this will be 1. Suppose first we have one example, we have to differentiate sine 2x. So if you have to differentiate this sine 2x, then first of all do the same process. One process I am using every places such that so that you can understand it easily. So take the differentiation of first function. So this is the differentiation of sine, that is equal to cos x. So x is here 2x. So first of all you will get cos of 2x. After that differentiate this second term. This is 2x. So you know that the differentiation of 2x, that is will equal to 2, and here 2 will outside, the dx of x, that will be 1. So finally you will get 2 cos 2x. So this is the differentiation of sine 2x that you can take here directly. So in this way you can differentiate these terms that is given here. And again, suppose that we have one more functions here, sine of x square, that is given. So in that way, again that we have used for log x square, for e to the power x square, that the you have to use the same concept. So first of all, suppose we have given sine of x square here. So how to differentiate this? This is the first function, this is the second function that is given to you. So differentiation of first function will be equal to cos of this quantity. So cos of, use this quantity x square here, and again you have to differentiate this second term here. So this second term is given x square, and now use the differentiation of x. So the differentiation of x square is equal to 2x. So here you will get 2x cos of 2x. So finally this is the way how to differentiate it. In the same way you can differentiate any cosine function that is given to you. The same quantity, suppose you will I just want to give you a assignment here. Then differentiate cos of 4x, differentiate cos of x square. Then understand how to calculate or how to differentiate that quantity by using the same concept I just told you today. And now let's see how to solve the simple harmonic motion concept here. Like we have got the displacement equation for the simple harmonic motion, or any, suppose we have just suspended any bob here, and this is just executing simple harmonic motion about its mean position. Then if it is in motion, then obviously you will get some displacement formula for this, and we have derived it already. So that we have got a sine omega t, where a is its amplitude, omega is its angular frequency, t is at any instant what is its displacement. Suppose at any instant t we want to calculate its displacement from the mean position, so this can be given by this term. And now again if you have to find out the velocity of the particle that is executing simple harmonic motion, so in that case you know that the rate of change of displacement, that is equal to velocity here. So you have to differentiate this term that is given here, a sine omega t. So again you are seeing here, this is the trigonometrical functions that we are using while deriving the concepts of the simple harmonic motion. So here we are using such types of differentiation that, so in this case this is the constant, put it outside, as it is amplitude is constant for the simple harmonic motion, and this is sine omega t. And now use the same method. First you have two functions, first is sine, second is omega t. So first of all just do the differentiation of sine. So here let's see it, this is b is equal to a, the differentiation of sine is cos, and here whatever it, just write it. After that differentiate the second function, that is omega t. Again omega is constant, so just put omega outside, you will get a omega cos omega t into d dt of t, and its value is again differentiation of same quantity with respect to that is equal to 1. So finally the velocity that you are getting here, that is a omega cos omega t, that we have discussed there already. So now I think the differentiation for the oscillation and wave that we have used here harmonic functions, and in every harmonic functions we are representing it by the sine or cosine functions. So that is very important to understand how to differentiate there, how to get the velocity, how to get the amplitude, how to get the other factors that we have already just did there. So I think now you are getting how did you got that. So students, I think whatever we have just studied here, that is clear, and now there is no confusion in the process to differentiate any of the function that is given. I just want to take it means make it easy for you, so that you can understand if more complex functions that is given to you, only just use to factorize it. Actually in mathematics or in physics you have to understand to divide concept or dividing concepts. If you will divide your difficulties into so many parts, then after that if you will start to solve every part, then you will find it more easy. So let's today just end it here student. Rest of the things we will discuss in next class. Thank you.